What's up, guys? Doc Ito here with another free repair. The doctor is in. Today, we are talking about a Forbes article by Scott Mendelson comparing X-Men Dark Phoenix and Alita Battle Angel. He thinks Alita is gonna win. Also, we do have the latest box office numbers from Box Office Mojo. At the end, we'll give you an update. I thought we'd be at 403,825 a couple days ago, and we are actually very close to this exact number. As always, reminders for the Alita faithful. The petition is at 13,200 signatures. We're on our way up to 14,000 and beyond. If you haven't, make sure to sign. Remember to vote for the movie on IMDb, where it's a 7.6, Rotten Tomatoes, where we're at 94%, and Metacritic at 8.8, if you haven't already. And of course, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any free repairs, because we do not stand by in the presence of evil. So this was a pleasant surprise today. Scott Mendelson, and we've covered him at length in the past, and recently found out that yes, he wants an Alita sequel too. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. Had a reasoned and fair article comparing X-Men Dark Phoenix and what the gross at the box office might be compared to Alita. He starts off by talking about the trailer to X-Men Dark Phoenix, and I've definitely seen a lot of people talking about this movie on social media, so there's definitely a fair amount of buzz around it. And for those wondering, Dark Phoenix is released on June 7th, and it's a direct sequel to X-Men Apocalypse, intended to be the final installment in the main series. The precursor to Dark Phoenix, X-Men Apocalypse, only earned $155 million in the US and $543 worldwide, with a whopping $121 in China. This was good in 2016, but all signs are pointing to a China bailout being needed again for Dark Phoenix. And as this is the final movie, Kevin Feige will plan a reboot after Dark Phoenix comes out. Scott actually argues maybe a flop is better so they can just start from scratch with the X-Men. He feels Dark Phoenix was moved to November so that Bohemian Rhapsody and Alita would have an option and a chance to break out. And he thinks it may not beat the global cume of Alita Battle Angel. Running the numbers similar to X-Men Apocalypse, he estimates it might end up at 375, and he's given Alita credit for a 405 million cume. Now, we haven't reached the 405 million yet. As I mentioned in a prior video, I think we're potentially there going on the Screen Daily numbers, but I'll show you the Box Office Mojo numbers, and those indicate we are not at 405 yet. But still, Scott Mendelson rounding it up to 405, I give him credit for that, and it's definitely a good sign. He does make a note that Alita had a $170 million budget, which makes it sound like Dark Phoenix has a lower one, but Screen Rant reports the budget might actually be $200 million due to reshoots, higher than Alita. Then he compares the numbers with X-Men First Class from 2011 and argues that even if Dark Phoenix has similar performance to First Class, it doesn't think it's going to make much more 325 compared to 317 that Alita did outside of North America. He thinks it's possible it beats it, but there's no guarantee. So overall, this is a reasoned article from Scott Mendelson. I think it's great from a media narrative standpoint that he doesn't take any shots at Alita, and he compares it to another popular movie, saying that Alita is very possibly going to do well and better than Dark Phoenix will, which is really remarkable if you think about X-Men and how well known X-Men is, how many movies there are, and what a massive fan base there is compared to Alita Battle Angel. The fact that we're even talking about Alita, a startup, having a box office that's potentially going to be better than one of these big tentpole sci-fi movies is a great accomplishment in itself. So let's take a look at the daily numbers. And of course, we're all happy. The Twitter is back and retweeting fan art and other Alita news. On Tuesday, the movie made just about $13,000. The drop wasn't that bad, but with only 149 theaters, it makes it very difficult. My model thought it would be right around 13,000, and in China, the movie's making about 5,000 a day. The four numbers were updated, and we finally have a midweek correction where we didn't lose any money. 318.3 is good, and adding that into the US numbers, we're at 403,825, 544. I thought we would be at 403,825 a couple days ago, but we made it, and we are headed towards 404. And I'm just glad we didn't have a downward correction. I know we investigated this, and I have found it occurring at least to Black Panther once, so it does all seem to be on the up and up, and it was just a fluke, unless again we lose some money next week. We are at 85.5 in the US, and if the movie stays in theaters for another 3 weeks, we should get about another 100,000 more. Adding in the four numbers, that would take us to 404. I don't think 405 is going to happen, but you never know. Without any big hits coming out this weekend, it's possible the movie could gain more theaters but unlikely. For instance, Pacific Rim went from 260 theaters one week to 401, but examples like this are few and far between. Usually when a movie gets to around 150 theaters or so, it's got maybe 1 or 2 more weekends left. When Ghost in the Shell was making similar numbers, it was actually only in theaters for 1 more week. But that still means we might be able to make the 50 to 100,000 we need. Overall, still good news. It's always good to get positive press, and we should be proud of what Alita Army has accomplished. So keep supporting Alita. Remember to like and subscribe. We do not stand by in the presence of evil. See the movie if you can. And we're all still waiting for the Blu-ray to drop. Might be able to give you an update on that in a couple days. So y'all have a great day. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Doc out.